Hi, I'm Jeff Halevy. If you're traveling, don't let your fitness fly out the window. Stay on track with my on-the-go game plan. It's round trip fitness today on Workout from Within. We're putting the fun back in fitness, not to your chest, but more to your hip area. There you go.
That's it. Let's go. Come on. We got to live it.
We're rocking a road trip workout to keep you fit before you hit the road and once you arrive at your final destination. We're getting buff with baggage, and I am joined by my guest, Lori, who travels quite a bit from what I understand. So are you having your fitness regimen derailed by travel?
Sometimes, yes. I travel quite a bit for work and with my family, and I never like to miss a workout.
Yeah,
So.
that I can empathize with. I cry when I miss a workout. Hopefully it's not that bad
well,
for you.
almost there.
The good news is that you really don't need much to stay in shape on the road. As a matter of fact, the baggage that you take with you is one of the best ways to stay in shape, because God knows lots of times you don't have access to the world's best gyms when you're on the road. Some of these random hotel gyms they're downright dinky, okay? So this is great because you don't even have to leave your room.
Sounds
we have
good.
a bag in front of us that's loaded with about 15 or 20 pounds in here, and you can really use anything to load up the bag. It could be some of the clothes that you have, some bottles of shampoo, really anything that you can find around to load the bag up, all right?
Okay,
the first move we're gonna do is a great move because it's a combination of cardio and also strength. And if you're heading to a beach destination, this is considered one of the best backside buffing techniques that you can use. And this is going to be very similar to a kettlebell swing, only we're going to do it with a bag, okay?
Fantastic.
We're going to set up, just like we're going to hike a football, give the bag a little momentum, let it swing back, and then pop our hips in using our glutes and extending our hips to swing the bag. There's actually no difference in terms of the benefits to your body using a bag or using a kettlebell for this exercise. So even if you don't want to have kettlebells in your house, they're expensive, they're kind of clunky, this is a great alternative to actually having a kettlebell, and one that I've used myself personally before.
Great.
If you don't mind taking a step forward, I'm going to let you try it out, okay? We'll go hand over hand, just like you set up, okay? Nice long arms. You're going to hinge at the hip and And I just want you to start with a little bit of momentum and then pop the hips in. That's it. So a little more hip pop in order to get it up. If you don't use enough of the lower body as if you're jumping, then it turns into a shoulder exercise. So I don't want as much of a shoulder exercise happening as I do really the hips popping in more. So it's almost like you're throwing the bag up. So go ahead and give it a throw. Pop. There you go. A little more. Pop up. One more. Come on. Pop up. There you go. Don't be afraid. Throw it through the ceiling. Pop up. Good. And gently dissipate. All right? So that's our first exercise. And this is, an exercise that you can do either for a prescribed number of reps. For instance, you might do 3 sets of 20.
Okay.
Or this could be something that you do for time. If you have like an interval timer with you or even your smartphone and you want to set it for maybe 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, and just do intervals, that's a great way to train with it as well.
And gets the heart rate up.
It gets your heart rate up instantly.
Quickly.
Okay, as I like to say, if you feel your heart working, it means the exercise is working. Okay?
Absolutely.
So good stuff. The next exercise we're going to do is going to be a squat with rotation. Okay? Now this is a great exercise because we get a lot of core movement in here. We also get some shoulder work in, and of course we're going to be squatting. The way it's going to look is like this. We're going to squat down to the side, come up, and rotate. Okay, so we're going to squat back and down, bring this to the side, come up and rotate.
Okay, great.
You get to give it a try, all right? So we're going to start at the side. There we go. Come up and rotate up. There you go. Come up, rotate up. That's okay, you got it.
Got my bag.
Come up, rotate up. Good, and to keep things even, what I'd like you to do is switch sides now. Okay?
Oh.
So now from the other side. Okay, that's excellent form. You want to make sure that you keep your chest up just as you're doing. Make sure when you squat back that the knees aren't coming too far forward. You want to make sure that you're using your hips and your glutes. That's it. Over and then rotate up. Let's get one more rep in, and I will grab the bag from you. Okay? So now we've covered off 2 movements. We're going to cover off 1 more movement. The next move we're going to do is a self-supported row. Okay?
Okay.
So we're going to set up with our hand on our knee, just like this. This is where the self-supporting concept comes from. We're going to let our arm hang down, and we're going to row to our hip.
Okay.
Now, a big mistake that a lot of people make with the row is they do this. They kind of shrug the weight up. We're completely eliminating the muscle that we're trying to work when we kind of get choked up like this, okay? What we want to do is pull back towards the hip. So why don't you go ahead and set up for me, okay?
Yep.
You're going to get this leg a little further back. It's okay if that even touches the ground too as you
Okay.
lean over, okay? You can take it off the ground, and I want you going to here. So go ahead and pull back, even lower. See how your hands, yeah, and you'll feel it right away. Go ahead and back down. Good, to the hip. That's it. Good. And let's switch it around. That was actually very nice, all right? Perfect form. What I really liked about what you did as I was observing there is you really did stay very nice and stable. You weren't too bent forward, and you were coming exactly to your hip. There you go, to the hip. Very good. Let's do one more rep just to keep things nice and even. Good. So now we've really worked your glutes, your shoulders, your back. We're going to do one more thing. Because
Okay.
you're so advanced. We're going to do a chest press, except we're going to do it just right off the ground and using the same exact bag that we've been using. So if you don't mind, I'd like your head over here, feet over there.
Sure.
Okay, you can go ahead and lay down. I'm going to pass this to you. Just hold on to that for a moment and make sure that it's steady in your hands. Now start with your elbows on the floor. Okay, this is called a floor press. Anytime you start with your elbows on the ground when you're doing a chest press on the floor, it's called a floor press. And can you figure out why? All right, and what we're going to do is just go ahead and press it straight up over your chest, just like that. Let's get in a few more reps there. Okay, pressing up. Hold that for a second. I want you to come down now for a 3 count. 1 and 2 and 3. Pause for a second. Back up. Gently down for a 3 count. 1 and 2 and 3. There we go. I want you to keep doing this, Lori. You've done an excellent job. Thank you so much, but I don't want to mess up your workout. Coming up next, travel moves with benefits. Welcome back. We are on a fitness round trip today with moves that can keep you fit anywhere, on a plane, a train, or an automobile. I'm back with Lori, our frequent traveler. And Lori, I'm just curious, what is the longest trip you've ever taken?
I've gone to Hawaii with my 2 children.
Okay.
So that's about 11 hours, I'd say.
Yeah, it's a pretty long flight. And do they get a little stir crazy on the plane?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
And as a mom, I get stir crazy with them.
Okay, so no catnip for the kids. I get stir crazy too, and we're going to cover off different things that you can do in different settings, whether it's a car or a plane or a train, to not only keep you from going crazy because you can't move, but also to keep you fit, okay?
Okay.
We're going to take a step over here.
Sure.
And now you might think that you're just sitting in a chair over here, but did you know you're driving?
Oh.
So be very careful, and you're not buckled up. Shame on you. But you're driving, and one of the most important things to remember while you're driving is that your arms are straight out like this. You're holding the wheel. That's going to tighten up the muscles of the shoulders and the chest. So what we want to do is we want to combat that. Okay. The way we can do that is by interlocking the hands behind the head, just like that, okay? Sit back. Now, if you didn't have me there, okay, or have me here, rather, you won't have me there, but you have me here. You can actually do a stretch of those muscles, just like that. Now, when you don't have somebody, what you can do is accomplish the same effect by tensing up the muscles in your upper back, which will open the chest. Do you feel that?
Yes.
Okay. So what you can do is hold that for about 10 seconds and then relax. Okay. Now, it's very important that you do this at a red light. Okay? Don't do this while you're actually driving. For those of you at home, it's at a red light only. So go ahead and again, engage the muscles of the upper back, pull the elbows back until you feel a stretch through the shoulder and the chest.
Yes.
And you can hold this for about 15, 20 seconds or so.
Okay.
All right. So this would be a move that's great, to do while you're in the car. I mean, when you're in a car, you have a little more liberty too, because you're not packed in next to other passengers, right? Okay. Why don't we go ahead and stand up? Because even more importantly, especially if you've taken long airplane trips, I'd like you to board Halevy Air. Okay. Go ahead and have a seat. We're now on Halevy Air. Do you notice how spacious Halevy Air's seats are?
I like it.
This is like beyond first class. If only traveling were like this, right? So we're on an airplane, and what stinks about being on an airplane is couple of things. Number one, it's very important that, and I'm sure that you've heard this before, you must stay hydrated. Okay, that's very important. Air travel is dehydrating. It's important to stay hydrated. Number two, we know the dangers of deep vein thrombosis. That is a blood clot that can happen in the legs, okay? And we have to get up and move around as much as possible to prevent that from happening. Now, sometimes you're stuck next to someone who's, maybe they're even sleeping on you on the airplane. And
vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. But you can't get out. You can't get out there and you can't move around. It's important to know how to move in your seat, okay? Even with very little space, it's always possible. We're sitting on the airplane to extend the leg, flex our quad as much as we can, just like that. So we're just engaging this muscle here, flexing it as much as possible. And then the other side, and just alternate. Now, this may seem like, okay, it's silly. Is this really an exercise? This is not an exercise, and you can keep going. This is not going to be an exercise that's going to get you, buff for the beach or anything like that.
Right.
But it is an exercise that will keep you healthy. Not all exercise has to be muscle building and fat shredding. This is something that really is just to keep you healthy. And if you really want to have fun, you could do this as fast as possible against the back of the seat in front of you. Yeah, and that way that person's going to be your best friend as soon as you get off the plane. Okay, so those are some very important tips while you're on an airplane. Now, very similar situation is when we're on a train, okay? So we're once again in a seated position, and when I travel, I keep a secret weapon with me. That is not a bracelet. Oh, you have one too? Oh my God, that is so weird. Okay, so we have our fitness bracelets on, okay? These are bands that, once again, we are not going to get super strong by using these resistance bands and doing exercises, but they will keep us moving. They'll prevent us from going stir crazy. So even if it's just a little movement, so we don't have a lot of space, right, in our seat, just go ahead and hold this. Feel the shoulders working?
Yeah. Definite tension in the shoulders.
Okay, another one that I like to do, just hold this on the opposing lap, hold it down, and then you can do your curls. So let's see. Do a few curls there for me.
Yeah, I definitely feel that.
All right?
Good stuff.
So you got some good stuff. This is something I suggest you just go ahead and play with.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's really a lot
so
that you
easy, so convenient. You can just stick it in your pocket.
Very true.
Wear it
Or
on your
just
wrist.
Keep it on your wrist. All right? Coming up next, make a reservation for a healthy destination. We're on a fitness road trip today, and when you're away, it's often very hard to stay healthy. But what if you could wrap two into one and go away and get fit at the same time? Luckily enough, we are joined by Donna Bozzo, a travel expert, who's going to help us go away and get healthy at the same time.
Everyone's looking to get healthy, and what better time than on your vacation?
So tell me, is this becoming more of a trend now with people going away on healthier vacations for the mind and body?
Well, I think so, and what I'm seeing too is just people are looking for a variety of types of fitness programs when they go away.
Ayurvedic vacations. Talk to me.
These are hot. So I'll tell you what, the Raj in America's heartland in Iowa, Fairfield, Iowa. This is one of the only resorts you'll find outside of India that was specifically built for Ayurvedic treatments, which, they restore balance and they ignite natural healing. So great place to try out.
Very cool. So you get a little bit of a mind-body tune-up there, if you will.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Holistic vacations are something that are also getting increasingly popular too. What are some options for the holistic traveler?
Well, you can build your health up from the cellular level at Santa Vive in Mexico. It's just about an hour south of San Diego in California. There you'll meet with a team of doctors, so medical doctors, psychiatrists, dentists, fitness specialists, and they'll really take a look at your health. They assess your entire health, and they'll build a program for you.
So it sounds like almost nothing was left out there. It's from the cellular level up, and you have psychiatrists, doctors, and what was the
dentists?
Dentists?
Yes.
Dentist. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So you get your teeth cleaned on vacation.
Absolutely.
I don't know. For me, that sounds more like a nightmare, not a vacation. But I think, I guess, to each his own. And what about, for me, a vacation means sun and sand. I need it. Otherwise, it doesn't feel like a vacation. How can I go away to one of these destinations and not spend the entire day on the beach drinking a Mai Tai, but actually get a little healthier?
Get down to business to getting into that bikini
Yes.
with Bikini Boot Camp. Tulum, Mexico has Bikini Boot Camp. This is the big rage. You start out each day with a yoga stretch on the beach. So how exotic is that? And then
I don't know if Bikini Boot Camp is right for me, though.
Well, you can always go and, meet
can
a
go
couple
watch.
gals. Exactly, exactly. Start out with a yoga stretch, go into a power walk, then intense cardio, follow up with sculpt. Then they even jazz it up with salsa, belly dancing, African dance, so you can really get into the spirit.
It's all inclusive. So you have cardio, you have dance, you have lifting. It sounds like sounds like a very fit vacation.
Yeah, it's a very intense week-long program.
Very cool. And now, that's a little more, I think it's very important to balance. So that's like all about, it's intensity.
Very intense.
What about yoga and, maybe a little more of a relaxed, sort of mind-body vibe?
Sure, ease on into the Maryville Spa in Tucson, Arizona. This is award-winning, all-inclusive destination. Folks go there to relax and to restore and to rebalance. And Maryville, they have a whole team of what they call wellness specialists who will actually sit down with you and find out what your goals are and create your own fitness program for
Very
you
cool.
while you're there.
The most important reason anyone should visit Tucson is because it's my hometown.
Oh, that's always why I go.
Great outdoors, getting outside. What are some of the options that we have getting outdoors?
Well, this is called fit packing, and a lot of people feel like they want to get out and they want to hike and they want to try Yosemite and Mount Rainier and all these great spots, but they don't feel like they're in the most top physical condition to do this. So they go on these fit packing trips where you go with a team of specialists and they guide you through some of these most beautiful settings. And I'll tell you what, most folks that go through that program, they say they lose 5 pounds of not
Fat?
water weight,
Yeah,
but fat weight.
It's very impressive. I mean, hiking is incredibly difficult, and that's something that I think that a lot of people don't realize, that it doesn't have to be about lifting weights. It doesn't have to be about the tougher, more aggressive workouts. A lot of people go away, and I've even heard of some of these military-style getaways that people do, but really just getting outside by virtue of having a backpack on your shoulder, climbing up a mountain. I've been whooped on a mountain, and I think I'm in pretty good shape, but even if you can squat 400 pounds in the gym, getting up a mountain one step at a time can be an incredible challenge, and you're moving the whole day.
Right, and there's something to be said about being outside.
The great outdoors. Well, there's actually a lot of research about the mental benefits of just being exposed to nature. So I think, if there were a vacation where I got kind of the best of both worlds for myself, I'd want to be outside. So I get the benefit of being out in nature. I get the benefit of staying active the entire day. And so you're saying that people go there, and are they hiking, the entire day?
They're hiking most of the day. They're hiking, and you're right, it's so strenuous and so peaceful. I mean, we hike together as a family all the time. I think it's one of the best workouts out there.
I love it. So now tell me, these are all interesting, but what if I want something that is really exotic? What do I go for?
Get Fit Island Style in Dominica at Jungle Bay Resort. This is kind of cool. You stay in a luxury cottage high above the treetops. You sleep to the sound of the rainforest and the ocean, but then all day you're on the beach, you're working out, you're doing all kinds of fitness routines, and you get to eat all this fantastic Caribbean food, healthy Caribbean food.
I love it. Now, do I get to swing around like Tarzan from a vine? Because
Well,
I'm
not quite
sold.
sure
If
about
I can
that.
do it,
I don't know,
sold.
but if anyone can do it, you can do it.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us. These were all incredible tips. Coming up next, my producers are challenging me yet again with fitness on the fly. I must take a random object, a surprise object, and turn it into a fitness tool. Today we've taken a round trip to fitness, and no trip could be complete without a little bit of flying. It's time for Fitness on the Fly, where my producers give me 30 seconds on the clock to come up with as many exercises as possible with a surprise object. And I'm very curious what today's object is, because I see a basket with dumbbells, boxing gloves, and other usual fitness gear, and I'm wondering, you gotta be kidding me. Hope this didn't come off your car. All right, 30 seconds on the clock, I'm ready. So first of all, we could do tire flips. We can do push-ups. we can turn this into an obstacle course. We can go in, we can turn around and go in, out, in, and jump. We pick this up and we can go to shoulder presses. We can shoulder press. We can even scoot this across the floor, sprint to the other side, and scoot it back. We can, what else can I do with this? I don't know if I can hula hoop. I'm not gonna try. You know what? Guys, I'm out of ideas and out of breath. And I'm glad I didn't try to hula hoop my way through that. It's real interesting using a tire, and this is often an overlooked piece of fitness equipment because I'm really happy that I got this thrown at me today because you can turn this into an obstacle course so easy. I really got my heart rate up. I'm not faking. I'm out of breath, guys. And I'm in pretty good shape. So you can use this a lot of different ways. And you've probably seen military training, boot camp style training that uses these tires. So, whether it's just jumping straight across, turning around and jumping back, these are all fun things. You can, of course, throw flips into it and all that other fun stuff that I was doing. When you're traveling, it's important to fit fitness in while you're on the road. You don't want a few days to derail you. So make sure you squeeze it in. I'm Jeff Halevy. I'll see you next time on Workout from Within.